Hello, everyone, and a very pleasant good afternoon or evening to you, wherever you may be listening to this episode. I'm Ben Charles, and this is Life's Open Radio Rope Break Roundup number 14. Yes, I have not been reviewing any kind of wrestling content over the past month or so. The Roundups was on a hiatus, but I've decided to extend the hiatus a little bit longer. But now we are finally back, and Roundup number 14 shall commence. I shall review every show except AEW Winter is Coming, which we have already done here on Life's Own Radio Rope Break. This is obviously an extra episode for all of you here today. We're going to review every episode of SmackDown and Raw and AEW all in succession in the month of December. We will begin with the December 1st, 2023 edition of Friday Night SmackDown coming from the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. I will review every show from here on out. Michael Cole, Kevin Patrick, who has been fucking awful on commentary. I'm already dropping an F-bomb. We're not even half into this show. Kevin Patrick, Michael Cole, and Corey Graves on commentary. Bianca Belair comes out. She cuts a promo. She says it was cool to be in Brooklyn. She gets a cheap pop. Bianca Belair says that her team did what did need to be done against Damage Control at Survivor Series. Becky Lynch gets mentioned as well. She also talks about Charlotte Flair and Shotzi Blackheart, who was in War Games. Bianca says she is still coming for Damage Control and Io Sky. And speaking of Io Sky comes out with all of Damage Control except Bayley. Dakota Kai spoke for the group, saying it was great how Bianca could get these people to cheer for her. Dakota Kai said that Io Sky smelled that it smelled in Brooklyn and wondered who wanted to live in Brooklyn. So they're basically crapping all over Brooklyn at this rate. Anyway, Bianca goes after Damage Control. Bianca Belair went after Io Sky. The ring was cleared. Io Sky and Bianca Belair hit a spine buster on Io Sky. No Bayley in sight. And that was the opening segment of December 1st, 2023 for SmackDown. The next week after that was WWE Tribute to the Troops, which I will get to in just a little bit. We're going to go to that in a little bit. Bobby Lashley versus Butch. Bobby Lashley did get cheered, even though Bobby Lashley is technically supposed to be a heel. But Bobby Lashley battles Butch with Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins on the outside, cheering on Bobby Lashley. So Bobby Lashley versus Butch, aka Pete Dunne, who should have his fucking name back. This match was actually pretty good for what it was. It went 8 minutes. Bobby Lashley beat up Butch for a bit. He had a spine buster. Lashley went for a spear, but Butch countered, and then Butch hit 2 enziguris, and then he hit a double foot stomp to the left arm of Bobby Lashley, and then Butch hit a neck breaker on Lashley, but Lashley gets back up and hits a power slam for a 2 count. Butch then slaps Bobby Lashley for no reason, so he already looks like a fucking geek. Lashley hits a clothesline. Butch counters out of a gorilla press, and then Butch gets out of the move. Lashley then spears the shit out of Butch. 1, 2, 3. Bobby Lashley beats Butch in 8.5 minutes. I gave this match a 6. Logic, I'll give it a 1. Because Butch did not need to lose this match. Also, Bobby Lashley was going to win this match anyway, so it was already kind of predictable anyway. So, there you go. I don't know what's going on with Butch. I know they need to change his goddamn name. I know that. I don't know what the fuck they doing with Butch. Seriously, my goodness. Butch already got turned on by Ridge Holland last week on SmackDown. On the November 25th of SmackDown. That's correct. Okay. Anyway, Butch has been getting the short end of the stick as of late. Like, seriously, I don't know what's going on with Butch. Butch is losing matches. Like, all of a sudden, Pete Dunne is a jobber now. What's going on? What's going on here? Seriously, I want to know. Paul Heyman in the office of Nick Aldis. Heyman and Nick Aldis have a conversation. Paul Heyman asks Nick Aldis if he invited Randy Orton to SmackDown tonight, and Nick Aldis confirms that he did. So we're going to figure out if Randy Orton signs to SmackDown or not, and he'll do that in the main event segment. So there you go. Butch gets beaten up by Pretty Deadly backstage. No one gives a shit. Santos Escobar interviewed by Kathy Kelly backstage, even though Kathy Kelly is technically a Raw interviewer, but she got moved to SmackDown. There you go. They cut a video package of Santos Escobar recent heel run, which has been excellent, and the best thing about SmackDown overall, because SmackDown's been fucking dry as of late, fucking atrocious SmackDowns as of late, but I digress. Santos Escobar cuts a promo. He talked about Joaquin Wilde, who he faced on this show, and he basically, says that Joaquin Wilde was not loyal to him and that he's going to put Joaquin Wilde on the shelf now. So Santos Escobar is trying as much as he can to distance himself from the LWO as humanly possible, and I don't blame him. Joaquin Wilde versus Santos Escobar. This match went 3.5 minutes, no rating. Joaquin Wilde got beat up like a fucking buffoon. Santos Escobar beat his ass for minutes at a time. Santos Escobar hits the Phantom Driver, 1, 2, 3. This match is getting a no rating. And I like both men, Santos Escobar and Dragon Lee, and I like Joaquin Wilde as well. But Santos Escobar did not need to be Joaquin Wilde in under 3.5 fucking minutes. No rating for this shit. Absolutely not. No. Fucking ridiculous. Dragon Lee faces off with Santos. He beats up Santos, and he stands tall over Santos Escobar. And then they fought at Tribute to the Troops the next week. So there you go. Nick Aldis backstage with Logan Paul. Logan Paul cuts a promo. I'm not going over the entire promo because no one gives a shit about Logan Paul. Kevin Owens makes his way down to the ring. Logan Paul talked about being in the ring with Floyd Mayweather. Kevin Owens says that he is an unbearable jackass. That's a quote. I'm not making that up. So Grayson Waller and Austin Theory come out. They beat up Kevin Owens basically. Kevin Owens beat up Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. Kevin Owens then stared down with Logan Paul, and that was it. Kevin Owens then had a match with Grayson Waller, which I will now review. Kevin Owens versus Grayson Waller. This match was fine. I feel like Grayson Waller didn't really do a lot for me in this match. He could have had a little bit more offense, but other than that, this was fine. It was fine. Kevin Owens rolls up Grayson Waller after 11 minutes. I didn't even review the match. It was that really irrelevant. It doesn't really do anything for me. So, yeah, we already know Kevin Owens is facing Logan Paul at the Royal Rumble. We already knew that just from this show alone anyway, to be fair. So, there you go. Kevin Owens beats Grayson Waller, 11 minutes. I gave that match a 6.5. Logic, I'll give it a 1. And that's the best I will give for that match. There's a video package showing CM Punk drawing 95 million views and counting all across all social media platforms, which is pretty good, to say the least. We're now going to go into another match, which was actually the main event of the show. Bianca Belair versus Kairi Sane of Damage Control. Bianca Belair brought out to the ring with Charlotte Flair and Shotzi Blackheart. And Kairi Sane with all the Damage Control. And now Bayley wants to show up, even though she did not show up in the opening segment of this goddamn show. And this was the main event of the show, obviously. By the way, no Roman Reigns on this show at all. But Roman Reigns was called by Paul Heyman earlier on. Bianca Belair versus Kairi Sane. This match was fine. This went 10 minutes. Bianca Belair, she got some offense on Kairi Sane. Kairi Sane beat up Bianca for a little bit. Damage Control got involved. Charlotte Flair got involved before she got hurt. Shotzi Blackheart got involved. Complete waste of time this main event was. Not saying this match was bad, but we did not need all of these other women, being like interfering in the match, and then all of a sudden their interference spot does not work at all. We do not need that on SmackDown. Cut it out. I don't know what the hell Triple H is booking in this women's division, but it's fucking miserable. And I put this in the best way possible. And I like Triple H as a person, but booking wise, this shit is fucking awful. Women's division wise, this shit sucks. There is no way Triple H can sleep at night knowing that Kairi Sane just came back and she has been losing as of late? Has Kairi Sane won a match since she's come back? Fuck no.
And that is sad. Imagine going from having a great match with Mercedes Moné to this. Yeah, that's just sad. Very sad.
Except that tag team match, like what, 2 weeks ago on SmackDown? Jesus fucking Christ. Bianca Belair beat Kairi Sane 10.5 minutes. This match is getting a 5. Logic, probably a 0. Kairi Sane did not need to lose. She just came back. And also the match was actually decent, but Bianca Belair was going to win either way. So there you go. Wrestling 5, Logic 0. Main event segment. No Roman Reigns on the show. Randy Orton, contract signing. Adam Pearce, the Raw GM, comes out, and Nick Aldis comes out. So Randy Orton comes out. He pretty much cuts a promo. He talks about the Bloodline. The Bloodline been putting him out for all this time, and he says that he has been waiting 18 months for Roman Reigns and the Bloodline. So, the Bloodline, they're going to, gonna fight with Randy Orton now. So there you go. Randy Orton then gets interrupted by Jimmy Uso and Solo. Jimmy Uso and Solo, they tried to attack Randy Orton, and actually they did attack Randy Orton. Randy Orton holds them off. LA Knight comes out. LA Knight holds off the Bloodline and stuff like that. So with that taken care of, Randy Orton does some RKOs to both members of the Bloodline, and then Randy Orton, in his typical Randy Orton way, Randy Orton signs the SmackDown contract, and I already knew he was signing a SmackDown contract because he wants Roman Reigns more than anyone else in the whole world right now. So Randy Orton signed the contract to SmackDown, but as he signs the contract, he then RKOs Nick Aldis. He did. I mean, listen. I don't know what's going on with that. I mean, Randy Orton did get fined for RKO Nick Aldis. He did get fined for that. But the thing is, what was the whole point of that? He did not need to RKO Nick Aldis. He did not need to hurt Nick Aldis and stuff like that. And he didn't need to do that. I don't know what was that. I don't know what was going on. Like, I still don't know what's going on. I mean, I know Randy Orton got fined for it, but other than that, I did not see a reason why this needed to be on the show. Well, anyway, Paul Heyman did come out, by the way. I forgot to mention Paul Heyman did come out, but then, the Bloodline basically came out. So there you go. Anyway, Randy Orton's a SmackDown superstar, and that's how the show goes off the air. I'm not mentioning what Randy Orton told Paul Heyman because obviously it's a sus moment. We're now going to go right now into Monday Night Raw, December 4th, 2023. Coming to you live, if this thing can load up here in just a second. SmackDown for December 1st, 2023 was pretty decent. Not much to write home about, but other than that, it was fine. It was fine. If I can load this up here, December 4th, 2023 of Monday Night Raw, which came to you live from the MVP Arena in Albany, New York. Monday Night Raw, number 1,593 for Monday Night Raw in Albany, New York. You guys know how I feel about Albany, New York. Worst crowd of all time. Albany, New York. Horrendous crowd for this show. Oh my goodness, they died 1,000 deaths. And I mean this figuratively, of course. Jesus Christ. December 4th, 2023 of Monday Night Raw. Sami Zayn cut a promo. No, excuse me. Sami Zayn came out for his match against Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre cut a promo. He was explaining why he hates Seth Rollins and why he is starting to hate everyone else in the back. Drew McIntyre cut actually a very good promo on this show. And Drew McIntyre is full-fledged heel now, so we don't have to worry about where Drew McIntyre stands. So Sami Zayn interrupts Drew McIntyre. Sami Zayn says he's had enough of Drew McIntyre. Sami Zayn basically challenges Drew McIntyre to a match. Drew McIntyre accepts. They have a match, and it was the best thing on the entire show except the main event. Drew McIntyre versus Sami Zayn. This match went 20 minutes. It was excellent. I did not go over the rest of the match necessarily because you guys know how I feel about good matches. I just like to watch them first, and then I like to take notes about it afterwards, like rewatching it and stuff like that. So anyway, Drew McIntyre beats Sami Zayn clean as a whistle, 1, 2, 3. And then Drew McIntyre attacks Sami Zayn after the match, beating up Sami Zayn. And Sami Zayn then does get hurt by Drew McIntyre after the match. And there you go. Pretty much, Sami Zayn is going to be out for a little bit because of Drew McIntyre. So Drew McIntyre is, finally coming into his own as a heel, which I appreciate. Finally, we're getting something out of Drew McIntyre, which normally we would have never had to fucking begin with anyway. Anyway, Drew McIntyre beat Sami Zayn. There was a couple of promos. There was a couple of promos from Imperium. We heard from Gunther on the show talking about Imperium. He basically threatened Imperium to win their match against DIY tonight. So there you go. Our next match was Nia Jax versus Shayna Baszler. Oh man, how can I put it in a way? Oh man, this match. Nia Jax versus Shayna Baszler. This went 12 minutes. Look, Shayna Baszler had some offense on Nia Jax. I cannot take away Shayna Baszler. But not even Shayna Baszler can wrestle a good match with Nia Jax. I mean, to be honest, to be fair with all of you, Nia Jax couldn't wrestle her way out of a fucking cereal box, for fuck's sakes. I mean, seriously, Nia Jax is the worst wrestler in this entire women's division. And I mean this wholeheartedly. There is no way that people do not sleep at night. There's no way that people can sleep at night knowing that Nia Jax is that bad in the ring. There is no way. It's unfathomable how people think Nia Jax is actually now improving. Nia Jax improving? Her wrestling? Good Lord have mercy. You people are absolutely ridiculous. No rating for this goddamn match. Shayna Baszler lost clean as a whistle to Nia Jax. No rating. 12 minutes too long. No rating. Ridiculous. DIY, Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano versus Imperium, 2 out of 3 tag team match. This was actually the third best thing on the entire show. It was awesome. Imperium got the first fall because of Johnny Gargano making a mistake. So DIY, they have to come back and they get a fall after a couple of minutes. Tommaso Ciampa beats up Giovanni Vinci and Kaiser. Gargano does his thing. He beats up everybody as well. And then they do their finisher, meeting in the middle to Ludwig Kaiser. Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano beat Imperium clean as a whistle in a great match on this show. A very underrated match on this show. And DIY gets the win. Do DIY need to win more matches? Yes. Do they need to be more showcased on Monday Night Raw? I would say yes. But other than that, I don't know why DIY has been losing matches as of late. So I don't know. Anyway, I gave that match a 7. Logic, I gave it a 4. And that was the best rating I can give for the match. It was a great match, to say the least. Our next match, Chelsea Green and Piper Niven joined commentary for this next match between Katana Chance and Kaden Carter versus Natalya and Tegan Nox. They're known as a team that I don't really give a damn about. This match went 4.5 minutes. This was fine. Katana Chance and Kaden Carter was going to win anyway. Natalya is right now at jobber status at this rate. There's no way Natalya should not be retiring at this rate. She needs to be retired by 2025. There should be no reason why she should not retire. No way. Because this is ridiculous. She's been losing every match. Every match. What's going on with Natalya, guys? Like, seriously, I want to know. There's no way Natalya should be losing. And I feel bad for Tegan Nox. I know Tegan Nox is trying to learn under Natalya and all that, but you're not going to learn under Natalya if y'all going to be losing every damn week. So, letting y'all know. Anyway, Katana Chance and Kaden Carter versus Natalya and Tegan Nox. I gave it a 5. Logic, 0. There you go. Our next match was the Creed brothers, Julius Creed and Brutus Creed from NXT. They did get called up the week before Survivor Series, so they did get called up. The Creed brothers with Ivy Nile versus the Judgment Day, Dominic Mysterio, and JD Madonna. JD Madonna is already looking like a fucking buffoon. Oh, by the way, Dominic Mysterio still employed. And the Judgment Day lose to the Creed brothers on this show. Why? I don't know. I mean, I understand, you know, they're trying to push the Creed brothers, which is cool. Don't get me wrong, but once again, the Judgment Day did not need to lose this match. Dominic Mysterio did not need to necessarily lose this match. And normally, I hate Dominic Mysterio. I don't like Dominic Mysterio. I don't like him even professionally. I don't even like him like that. I don't. The thing is, he just did not need to lose this match. These guys just got called up 2 weeks ago before, like, this show. So, what was the whole point of this match if Dominic Mysterio was going to lose? I mean, JD Madonna got thrown off a steel cage at War Games. He got RKO'd to oblivion by Randy Orton. I thought JD Madonna broke his fucking neck at War Games. Instead, he's still wrestling. Does anyone even care about JD Madonna right now? Figuratively speaking, does anyone care about JD Madonna right now? I genuinely want to know. Unbelievable. I gave this match a 6. Logic, I gave it a 1. That's the best I can give for this match. Other than that, nonsense. Anyway, Seth Rollins, earlier on, Seth Rollins did cut a promo. Seth Rollins says that he wants Jey Uso in a match for the World Heavyweight Championship, and Jey Uso accepts his challenge. So basically, Seth Rollins wanted Jey Uso in a match, and we get it in the main event of the show. Seth Rollins versus Jey Uso for the World Heavyweight Championship. And this match was the best thing on the entire show. This was a very good match between the two men, but it was shrouded in nonsense. The Judgment Day came out, Cody Rhodes came out afterwards, and all that other stuff. So basically, it was a angle within an angle, basically. So Seth Rollins beats Jey Uso. Seth Rollins is not losing the belt before WrestleMania. You guys know the deal. Now that he's involved with CM Punk now. So there you go. Seth Rollins hit the... What did he do? Seth Rollins did a pedigree at one point. That's true. He did do a pedigree. And he also did the stomp to Jey Uso for the win. Basically, Seth Rollins beats Jey Uso. I gave that match an 8. Logic, I gave it a 4. That's the best I can give for this match. Honestly, Jey Uso was not going to win the world title. And they're capitalizing on Jey Uso becoming a singles guy now, which is not something I'm interested in whatsoever. But anyway, that was the December 4th edition of Monday Night Raw. And we're now going to immediately now move on into AEW Dynamite, December 6, 2023, from the Bell Centre in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. The main event of the show was Christian Cage versus Adam Copeland for the TNT Championship. The Continental Classic with their fake G1 Climax tournament going on for AEW, basically. So the Continental Classic is basically the G1, except it's 6 guys, not 25 other men. Basically, you guys get the idea. Our first match on this show was Jon Moxley versus Rush. At that point, Jon Moxley had 6 points in the Continental Classic. 3 points, by the way. 3 points is if you win the match by pinfall or submission. 1 point is a draw, and 0 points is a loss. The rules for the Continental Classic matches are simple. No interference. If anyone interferes, they will get suspended or fired necessarily. And there is a 30-minute time limit for these matches as well. So there you go. That's basically the rules of the Continental Classic. Jon Moxley versus Rush. Jon Moxley beat up Rush for a while. Rush tosses Jon Moxley over the barricade. They were fighting by the fans. Referee didn't even count. Your referee for this match was Bryce fucking Remsburg. Bryce Remsburg sucks. Worst referee of 2023, and we're not even at the awards yet. Seriously. Bryce Remsburg, get off my fucking television expeditiously. Holy shit. Are you this bad as a referee? There is no way. This match should have not been a count out. There is no way. They were outside the ring for fucking 20 seconds at a time. The fuck was this, Bryce Remsburg? Get off television. You and Paul Turner, get the hell out of here. Anyway, Roosh beats up Jon Moxley for a bit. They go to picture-in-picture. After commercial break, Roosh delivers some kicks. Moxley comes back with a DDT. Roosh hit a knee to Jon Moxley's ribs, but Moxley counters it into a... He tried to hit him with a clothesline, but Roosh didn't go down. But then Roosh comes back with a power driver for a 2 count. Not the finish. Roosh hit a superplex to Jon Moxley for a 2 count. Jon Moxley sent Roosh to the outside. Moxley hit a suicide dive. Both guys were down on the floor. Referee then counted. This fucking referee actually did count. And then they got back in the ring and counted 9. They chopped each other for a bit. Jon Moxley hit a clothesline. Roosh comes back with a discus forearm. Roosh charged at Moxley. But Moxley comes back with more forearms. Roosh then charges at Moxley by the turnbuckle. But Moxley comes out of the turnbuckle with a lariat. Then he hits the Death Rider DDT. Then he applies the Bulldog choke while wrapping his legs around Roosh. The referee then called for the bell, saying Roosh was out, even though Roosh actually got right up after the bell. I don't know what the hell was going on there. Apparently, Roosh was no-selling the Bulldog choke, I suppose, because he got right up after the bell for some reason, which was ridiculous. I don't know. How in the world can I even give this any kind of rating whatsoever? The referees in AEW have got to be the worst referees in all of professional wrestling. There is no way in the right state of mind that you cannot sit up here and say that AEW's referees are this bad. There are actually like 2 or 3 good referees, and that is Mike Posey, Stephon Smith, and this other dude, this bald, light-skinned guy with a beard. I don't even know his fucking name. But at the end of the day, those are 3 of the best referees right now in AEW. There is no questions asked. No questions asked. Seriously, I don't even put Aubrey Edwards in that conversation. I don't. She's been getting on my last goddamn nerves as of late too. Nah. I don't know what the fuck's going on with these fucking referees in AEW. What is going on? There's no consistency. Paul Turner's already a fucking goon. He fucking cost Swerve Strickland the Continental Classic by himself. What a fucking moron. Unbelievable. Jon Moxley versus Roosh. I gave this match a 7. Logic, I gave it a 1. Roosh did not need to lose. And at that point, Roosh was 1-2, but he did not need to lose that match against Moxley. He didn't need to lose. We're already making Roosh like less strong already. Ridiculous. Don't do that. Why are we doing that? Anyway, Jay White and Jay Lethal, they talk about, Jay White cut a promo. He mentioned looking up to Jay Lethal in the past in Ring of Honor. And Jay White says that he has always thought Jay Lethal was a great wrestler, but he is not a better wrestler than Switchblade Jay White. You guys get the idea. Seriously, Jay White has been get off my fucking television for the last fucking 3 months. 3 months this man has been fucking god-awful character-wise. Wrestling-wise, he's okay. Character-wise, he's horrendous. Horrendous. Running around with the AEW World Title. Being around those fucking goons, the Guns, who have not been on TV lately. Thank God, Jesus Christ. Unbelievable. Also, here's another guy, get off my fucking television. Roderick Strong and the fucking Kingdom. These 3 goons, get off TV. Expeditiously. I hate Roderick Strong with a passion. I hate this man. Holy fuck is he bad. His gimmick is fucking terrible. It's awful. What is the point of his gimmick? I genuinely want to know. Apparently, there's rumors going around that it's Roderick Strong and the Kingdom and Adam Cole and the Devil's Advocates mask, the Black Mask, which I'll get to them in a little bit. But the thing is, I don't think it's Roderick Strong and the Kingdom at all. Some people are saying that, but it's not. It's really not. I don't know. Because these 4 men are very tall. They have big arms, right? And they've been attacking Hangman, Samoa Joe, MJF, all the other guys in the back. Like, who is beating these people up? There's no way this is Roderick Strong and the Kingdom. There is no way. No way. You know? I'm just saying. Anyway, Roderick Strong cut a promo that I didn't give a fuck about. No rating for that fucking segment. Renee Paquette, by the way, had 4 segments on this goddamn show. Except the Tony Schiavone segment where he interviewed, who the hell did Tony Schiavone interview? Tony Schiavone interviewed, I believe, Riho, if I'm not mistaken. Hold on. Yes, Tony Schiavone interviewed Riho after she attacked Toni Storm. Renee Paquette was outside MJF's locker room. Hangman Adam Page was walking by. He says he couldn't fly for a few weeks because he got hurt because of Swerve. Page says that Swerve broke into his eyes and got near his son, so this is very personal. Swerve Strickland beat him, and he can recognize that he has lost. MJF walked out of his room to mock Page about his match with Swerve, trying to get STDs. That is a quote from MJF. I'm not making this up. Page and MJF exchanged wins with each other. He beat Adam Page for the Dynamite Diamond ring. Adam Page says he went on to become world champion, just like MJF. MJF says he's had a reign for well over a year now, and he'll think he'll be 70 years old by himself, telling his cat about his year-long title reign. Did Adam Page say that? MJF says Adam Page is the devil out of everybody in the locker room, and he says that Adam Page says that MJF is a manipulator. So they're going back and forth, and there you go. That was the rest of the promo. It was an excellent promo between Hangman and MJF. Swerve Strickland versus Mark Briscoe in the Continental Classic. This is the Gold League. Gold League match between Mark Briscoe and Swerve Strickland. This was a very good match between these two men. All you need to know, really, is that Swerve beat Mark Briscoe. Mark Briscoe was not winning this tournament to begin with, but what was the point of him having the tournament? I already have talked about Mark Briscoe losing in the Continental Classic. I love Mark Briscoe. You guys know the deal, but he did not really need to lose this match. He could have won against Swerve, but I see why they did what they did. So Swerve and Mark Briscoe had a very good match on this show. And Swerve Strickland beat Mark Briscoe 1-2-3 with the Swerve Stomp, and that was it. Good match. I gave this match a 7.5. Logic, I gave it a 5. Mariah May interviewed by Renee Paquette once again. Mariah says that she talked to Tony Khan about her debut match, and she will actually debut on the first episode of AEW Dynamite in 2024 because, why not? Because, she's been training as of late, and she's just now starting to being recognized by everybody, so she needs to wrestle. All right. So Mariah May is focused on Toni Storm's women's title defense against Sky Blue on this show. Toni Storm versus Sky Blue was our next match. Yep, that was actually our next match. Samoa Joe backstage did get attacked by the masked men. He had a bottle over his head. Cabo already talked about it on the Winter is Coming review, which we have done already, so we don't really need to go into full detail about that again. Toni Storm versus Sky Blue for the AEW Women's World Championship. But before we talk about this match, it's time for another edition of What the Fuck Did She Do to Get a Title Shot? Hit my music! Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of What the Fuck Did She Do to Get a Title Shot? Question of the week. What the fuck did Sky Blue do to get an AEW Women's World Championship match on this goddamn show? Here are the following answer choices at this time. Number 1, Sky Blue turned heel. Number 2, Sky Blue changed her color from blue to black. Number 3, she asked Tony Khan for a title shot on Rampage. Number 4, she ran into Toni Storm backstage on Collision and asked for a title shot. You all have 20 seconds to figure this out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you guys have had enough time to think about that. Question of the week, what does Sky Blue do to get an AEW Women's World Championship match on this goddamn show? The following answer choices are, once again, number 1, Sky Blue turned heel. Number 2, Sky Blue changed her color from blue to black. Number 3, Sky Blue asked Tony Khan for a title shot on Rampage. Number 4, Toni Storm ran into Sky Blue backstage on Collision and Sky Blue X for a title shot. If you guessed number 4, Sky Blue X Toni Storm for a title shot backstage on Collision, you are correct. And that concludes another edition of What the Fuck Did She Do to Get a Title Shot? Let's head back to your regularly scheduled program and fuck Rick Knox and Paul Turner. Get the fuck out of here. Fuck them. Toni Storm versus Sky Blue for the AEW Women's World Championship. This match was fine. Basically, Toni Storm beat up Sky Blue for a bit. Sky Blue actually hit her Code Blue finishing move. It's basically a sunset flip for a 2 count. They battled about a turnbuckle. Toni Storm hit a superplex off the middle rope. Toni Storm hit a hip attack, get your mind out of the gutter. Sky Blue went for a pin attempt, and then Toni Storm rolled forward with a sunset flip. She rolls up Sky Blue. 1, 2, 3. This match was fine. I gave this match a 6. Logic, I gave it a 4. There you go. A lot of people have been talking about Sky Blue as of late. I'm sick of hearing about Sky Blue and what she has on. Can y'all please focus on her wrestling? I'm going to say this one time and one time only. Focus on her wrestling. Please. My goodness. I don't care what she has on. Focus on the match. Jeez Louise. Some of y'all got some dirty minds around here. Good Lord have mercy. Video package for Christian Cage and Adam Copeland in the main event of this show. It reminds of how they were best friends since they were 10 years old. They started in wrestling together. The last time they feuded was 2001, and I wasn't even born yet, by the way. That's a quote. And Christian Cage and Adam Copeland are both 50 years old, by the way. And they're going to fight on this show. And there you go. By the way, seriously, can I say this really fast? When your best feud in AEW is Adam Copeland and Christian Cage, 50-year-old men, you know something is bad. You know something booking-wise is horribly wrong. And I mean this wholeheartedly. Seriously. Don't get me started. Jay White versus Jay Lethal. Jay Lethal, by the way, got a chance from the crowd here in Montreal. Jay Lethal was not going to win this match. But at the end of the day, Jay Lethal got some spotlight, and Jay Lethal was about to be a babyface again, which is cool. We can finally give Jay Lethal something to do. Thank you. Excuse me. Anyway, Jay White rolls up Jay Lethal for the 1, 2, 3. This match went 11 minutes. This match was fine. I didn't even go over the rest of this match, honestly, because it was a bunch of nonsense. Number 1. Jay White won over Jay Lethal in the Continental Classic Gold League, and there you go. I gave this match a 6. Logic, I gave it a 1. That's the best I can give for this entire match. We already have reviewed Winter is Coming. Next week was Winter is Coming for AEW. We will not review that show necessarily, so there you go. Adam Copeland is all fired up. Adam Copeland and Christian Cage in the main event of AEW Dynamite in Montreal. They get into an argument. The fans chanted, "Holy crap." Adam tried a chokehold, but Christian Cage got to the ropes. Adam Copeland beat up Christian Cage for a bit. He sends Christian Cage into the commentary table. Christian Cage goes for a low blow, but Adam Copeland stops him. He stomps on his hand. Adam Cole did some finger snapping on Christian Cage. Just beating up Christian Cage for a while. Christian Cage finally got some offense. He pulls Adam's arm in to send Adam throat first into the ring post. And we go to commercial. We come back. Christian Cage has a back elbow. Christian Cage tries some punches by the turnbuckle, but then Adam bit his injured right hand, and Adam hit a leg sweep off the middle turnbuckle, which was awesome. They go outside. Christian does a drop toe hold to Adam Copeland onto the steel steps. Back into the ring. Christian goes up top. He has a frog splash for a 2. Cage goes and tries to hit Adam Copeland with something, but Adam Copeland hits an impaler for a 2 count. Adam Copeland goes to the top rope. Christian Cage stops him. They're battling about a turnbuckle. Christian Cage beats up Adam Copeland for a bit, but Adam Copeland comes back with a powerbomb for a 2 count. And then afterwards, Adam Copeland did a cradle for a 2 count. Christian wanted a kill switch. Adam I'm not calling this man Adam no more. Copeland hits his neck breaker for a 2 count. Copeland a crossface. Christian gets to the bottom rope. Copeland goes for a spear. He charges at Christian. Christian does a leapfrog, leading to a kill switch by Christian for a 2 count. Bryce Remsburg, your fucking referee. Fuck Bryce Remsburg. Nick Wayne's mom comes down to the ring. Nick Wayne came down to the ring. This shit sucked. This was a fucking excellent main event until this goddamn finish. Nick Wayne's mom did not need to come out for this fucking match. Nick Wayne got insulted by another grown-ass man, and all of a sudden, Nick Wayne is back cool with Christian again. What kind of fucking booking is this? This is fucking awful. And the funny thing about this, I do not want to give this match a no rating. I really don't. This was a great match until this fucking finish. Like I've been saying, AEW has been putting on shitty fucking finishes in their matches as of late, and it's fucking pissing me off. It's fucking ridiculous. I've been talking about this for almost weeks now. Fucking ridiculous, man. My goodness. Get it together when y'all booking, y'all. God damn, man. Christian Cage versus Adam Copeland for this match, I gave it a 7. Logic, a 0. And the reason why I gave it a 0 is because of the finish. And number 2, Christian Cage was already going to win. Adam Copeland was not winning. He just came into the company, everybody. A lot of people were angry that Adam Copeland did not win the TNT title. Why would he win the TNT title? He just got into the fucking company. He just got into the company, everybody. Damn. Y'all acting like Adam Copeland was gonna beat Christian and then have Christian, fight him again. No, it's better if Adam Copeland is chasing Christian Cage instead of Christian Cage beating up Adam Copeland and then Adam Copeland actually then winning the TNT title. It's better that way. I'm just saying. Anyway, we're going to go right now into WWE Tribute to the Troops, December 8th, 2023 from Providence, Rhode Island for Friday Night SmackDown. A special Tribute to the Troops show. CM Punk was on the show. We'll talk about him in a little bit. Your first match of the show was Santos Escobar versus Dragon Lee in the United States tournament. The tournament was announced last week on SmackDown. I'm not going to go over who's in the tournament because some of you may be keeping up with SmackDown already enough as it is. So anyway, they have a U.S. title tournament that is already ended. Kevin Owens won the tournament already, but at the end of the day, it's better if I talk about this show anyway. Santos Escobar versus Dragon Lee, first round match in the U.S. title tournament. You guys know how this is going. Dragon Lee got some offense. Santos cuts him off. Dragon Lee goes for Hurricane Run at one point. Santos counters. And Santos then also hits a Hurricane Rana of his own at one point. And basically, Dragon Lee just got beat up by Santos Escobar. Santos hits the Phantom Driver, 1, 2, 3. This match went 9 minutes. I'm not making this up. I feel like they could have got a little bit more time, though. Like, I get it. Like, Dragon Lee is just now starting to get into everything, but he did not need to basically... Look, he did not need to lose. Dragon Lee is the NXT North American champion right now. I wouldn't even have him lose. He just lost. I don't know. I ain't gonna say nothing. Santos Escobar beat Dragon Lee again. No surprise here. I gave this match a 6. Logic a 1 for this match because Santos was gonna win. Plus, Dragon Lee is starting to get over with the crowd now, which is great. But he's not winning matches, so I don't know what's going on. So that's why the logic is down. By the way, on commentary for this show, Michael Cole, John Bradshaw Layfield was on my fucking television. And he was awful on commentary. Holy mother of God, he was awful on commentary. And I don't mean that name in vain thing, but my goodness, was he bad on commentary. Get JBL off my TV. Kevin Patrick off my TV. And this next fucking match, Bobby Lashley versus Karrion fucking Kross, who lost. Karrion Kross losing to Bobby Lashley in this tournament. What was the fucking point of this match if Karrion Kross was going to lose? They're already talking about Karrion Kross about to have a faction now and everything like that. That's fine. That's cool for Karrion Kross. And that's good. But why did Karrion Kross lose this match? If he was going to lose this match, what was the whole point of him in the tournament? Bobby Lashley, the next week afterwards, got fucking rolled up by Santos Escobar, and it didn't even look good. The roll-up was fucking horrible. Like, seriously, it didn't even look good. It looked fake for a minute. Seriously, it did. And I'm gonna keep it real. It looked fake. It looked bad. It looked horrible. It looked sloppy. It looked unrealistic. You know? It is what it is. Bobby Lashley versus Karrion Kross. No rating for this fucking match. Karrion Kross did not need to lose in this match at all. Ridiculous. What was the whole point? Your next match was Asuka versus Charlotte Flair. This match went 6.5 minutes. Charlotte Flair broke her goddamn leg in the match. She's out for the next 12 months now. Asuka beat Charlotte Flair with the Asuka lock. That's all you need to know. I gave this match a 5, Logic a 1. There you go. Fucking ridiculous. Charlotte Flair did not need to break her goddamn leg doing some shit she should have not been doing. I was better off watching Asuka versus Shotzi Blackheart at this rate. But we've already been getting that match fucking 10, 20 times. Give me a fucking break with this shit. CM Punk cut the main event promo. We'll get to him. I'm not really going to go over what he said because he basically said that he is happy to be back. That he wants Seth Rollins, basically. Long story short, he calls out Seth, he calls out Roman Reigns, he talks about everything that's been going on with CM Punk as of late here on this show, so I'm not really going to go over the rest of the promo. You guys can find it on YouTube anyway, so there's no need for me to go over the promo. Your main event of the show was Randy Orton and LA Knight versus the Bloodline, Solo Sikoa, and Jimmy Uso. This match was also pretty decent. I feel like Solo Sikoa has really been getting horribly booked as of late. Like over the past 3 months, Solo Sikoa has gone from dominant powerhouse to right now with the way he's being booked, jobber. And I mean this wholeheartedly. I'm gonna keep it real. Y'all want me to be honest? I'm gonna be honest, like I always am. Solo Sikoa right now is not being booked well. Right now, he's at jobber status right now. This man got downgraded, Solo Sikoa. What is going on with Solo Sikoa? Someone please explain to me why Solo Sikoa has been fucking losing matches. Please, someone explain to me. And someone please tell me, how the fuck does this make sense? Roman Reigns' lackeys losing matches against grown men. I know Randy Orton just came back. I know Randy Orton needed a win, but he did not need to win against the Bloodline, Solo Sikoa, and Jimmy Uso in this match. LA Knight could have took the pin. LA Knight ain't doing shit. LA Knight is messing around with AJ Styles all of a sudden. AJ Styles with this brand new attitude and stuff, which is cool. Don't get me wrong. AJ Styles, right now, one of the best things about SmackDown. Honestly. But at the end of the day, LA Knight was not winning. LA Knight should have not won this match. I don't know. Anyway, Randy Orton RKO's Jimmy Uso, 1, 2, 3. Match ends. Randy Orton and LA Knight, they're cool with each other. They stare each other down. But then AJ Styles attacks LA Knight. Basically. And AJ is tired of LA Knight because he feels like AJ Styles feels like LA Knight stole his spot. He was supposed to fight Roman at Crown Jewel. So there you go. So that's why he's upset. But AJ Styles, everybody, is not heel. A lot of people think AJ Styles is turning heel. No, he's not heel. He's not heel yet, guys. Like take it easy. He's not heel. He's not a good guy either. But he's not a bad guy. So yeah, I don't know, man. I genuinely really don't know sometimes. But anyway, Tribute to the Troops was pretty decent for what it was, even though half of the shit on SmackDown really did not make sense to me whatsoever. So there you go, everybody. That was Tribute to the Troops for December 8th, 2023 of SmackDown. We're right now going to go into December the 11th of 2023, which was the next week's edition of Monday Night Raw, coming to you from the Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse in Cleveland, Ohio. Judgment Day cut a promo. I'm not going over the rest of the promo. You guys know how I feel about Judgment Day and basically stuff like that. Anyway, Jey Uso comes out. Jey Uso calls out Drew McIntyre. Jey Uso wants a match with Drew McIntyre, and he wants to beat up Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre feels that Jey Uso has been the thorn in his side as of late. Drew McIntyre has been blaming Jey Uso for his loss at Clash at the Castle, when Jey Uso, by the way, was not even on the show. Matter of fact, Jey Uso wasn't even cleared. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, he wasn't even cleared to be at Clash at the Castle. He wasn't even on the show. So, I don't know. But anyway, Drew McIntyre versus Jey Uso. This match was fine. Drew McIntyre beat the shit out of Jey Uso. Jey Uso goes for a splash. Drew McIntyre gets his knees up. And then Drew McIntyre hits the Claymore. 1, 2, 3. It was all over from there. Drew McIntyre beat Jey Uso in this match. And I will give this match a 7. Logic, I'll give it a 5. That was the best I can give for this match between Drew McIntyre and Jey Uso. Our next match afterwards was Rhea Ripley versus Maxine Dupree with Ivy Nile. Apparently, Maxine Dupree and Ivy Nile are friends now, even though Ivy Nile has her thing going on with the Creed brothers, and Maxine Dupree is in Alpha Academy, and Rhea Ripley is going to face off against Maxine Dupree on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, this match went 2 minutes. Yes, 2 minutes. Rhea Ripley beat Maxine Dupree. Clean us a whistle, 1, 2, 3. No complaints here about this at all, really, for me. But I'm not going to give this a 9 or a 10 out of 10. No, this match is getting a no rating. Rhea Ripley beat up Maxine Dupree, beat the shit out of Maxine Dupree. Maxine Dupree didn't even get a single thing of offense in this goddamn match. Rhea Ripley beat the crap out of her. Wasn't even close. No rating for this shit. Wrestling, 0. Logic, fucking 0. This was a jobber match. Nobody gives a shit about these matches. Come on, Triple H. What the fuck were you doing with this shit? What gives, huh? I understand Rhea Ripley is supposed to be protected. You know, she's cool and all. But my goodness, what is this? Golly, man. And another match, and there was another match on this show that went 2.5 minutes, by the way. We'll get to that. Bronson Reed versus Ivar was their next match. This match was fine. It was a big man match. Ivar has been doing pretty well as a singles guy, even though Eric is out with the ACL thing, basically. So Eric is going to be out for a bit. So Ivar with Valhalla, who is still employed, versus Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed is going to win this match either way. Bronson Reed has been doing pretty well for himself on Monday Night Raw as of late, so I really can't complain. So Bronson Reed beats Ivar in 8 minutes. This match was fine. I gave it a 6. Logic, I gave it a 4. Your next match after was Kaden Carter and Katana Chance versus Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. 2.5 minutes, no rating. Kaden Carter and Katana Chance beat Candice LeRae, and Indy Hartwell got pinned on this show. In no way, shape, or form do I give a flying fuck about that match. Not that I don't care about Kaden Carter and Katana Chance. They're doing really well for themselves. But why did Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell just randomly tag team together? They do not need to be in any kind of tag team whatsoever. They could have been on their own. Indy Hartwell was just as fine on her own. And she hasn't even been on television. She's fine on her own as Indy Hartwell. She's fine. Candice LeRae is fine on her own too now. You know? I don't get it. I understand they're trying to rebuild the women's tag team division, but this is not the way to go. 2.5 minute matches on this fucking show? That's not the way to go.
This episode of Rope Break is interrupted to advertise Life's Open Radio certified bangers, a roller coaster of music consisting of drum and bass, indie pop, Poppin' R&B. Soundtracks. And anything else that comes to Gabel's mind, as well as world news and special guests. You can listen to Life's Opening Radio's certified bangers every Sunday afternoon on Spotify. Back to your regular scheduled programming.
By the way, Shinsuke Nakamura has been messing around with Cody Rhodes as of late. It was last week on Raw. I forgot to mention this, by the way. Shinsuke Nakamura sprayed red mist in Cody Rhodes' eyes. Cody Rhodes' eyes burning. Cody Rhodes has bandages under his eyes and stuff like that. So he's selling the red mist, basically. And apparently, in the main event of the show, Cody Rhodes fought Shinsuke Nakamura. We'll get to that in just a little bit. Our next match was a 6-man tag team match to open up the third hour of Monday Night Raw. DIY, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, and The Miz versus Imperium, Gunther, Ludwig Kaiser, and Giovanni Vinci in a 6-man tag team match. No rating for this fucking match at all. First of all, Gunther, the Intercontinental Champion, lost, number 1. Ludwig Kaiser took the pin, number 2. Number 3, this did not need to be on the show. Why the fuck is The Miz fucking around with Gunther when Gunther should not be losing matches? He should not be losing matches in general, period. Let alone fucking 6-man tags. I'm done. I'm done. I don't care about this Miz and Gunther feud anymore. I don't care. I liked the match they had at Survivor Series, but there's no reason for Gunther to be losing matches. No reason. There should be zero reason why he losing matches. No reason for this shit. Fucking ridiculous. Anyway, DIY and The Miz beat Imperium. No rating for this match at all. And our next match will also get no rating at all because it ended in a fucking DQ. Cody Rhodes versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Shinsuke Nakamura beat the shit out of Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes came back. He had a crossroads, but Shinsuke got his foot on the rope. Shinsuke then went outside the ring. He got he basically got a steel chair, and Shinsuke Nakamura disqualifies himself. And there you go. Cody Rhodes wins by DQ. No one gave a shit. DQ. It sucks. No rating. Shinsuke Nakamura then sprays red mist in the eyes of Cody Rhodes to close out the show. And Shinsuke Nakamura and Cody Rhodes are now in a very heated feud now, which is interesting. But again, what does this do for Shinsuke Nakamura? I genuinely want to know. Is he gonna beat Cody Rhodes one day, and then Cody Rhodes gets his get back on Raw? I don't know. I'm just asking a question. It's better if people just answer the question than it is for me to actually answer the actual question itself, because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Like, what is the whole point of this Cody and Shinsuke feud if Cody is going to be booked like a buffoon, and if Shinsuke Nakamura was going to be booked as this dangerous assassin kind of character, which is cool, but again, it doesn't make sense. Why is Shinsuke fucking around with Cody Rhodes? Like, he doesn't need to fight Cody. And also, this match ended in a fucking DQ. No one gives a shit. Just saying. I'm just being honest, everybody. Oh, man. I don't know anymore. Anyway, we're going to go right now into SmackDown, December the 15th, 2023. We have already reviewed Winter is Coming in a separate episode, which you can also find here on Life's Open Radio Road Break. Friday Night SmackDown, December 15th, 2023, from the Rush Center in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Your opening match was Carmelo Hayes, who got called up from NXT. He is officially a SmackDown superstar. For now, anyway. Carmelo Hayes versus Grayson Waller in the U.S. title tournament. First round match. This match was actually a pretty good match. And Grayson Waller sold nicely for Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes hits his finisher on Grayson Waller. Grayson Waller, basically, Grayson Waller has been losing matches a lot. I get that, but I don't know. I like the fact they're pushing Carmelo Hayes now, which is cool. Don't get me wrong. I like Carmelo Hayes. I do, but he did not need to be in this U.S. title tournament. There could have been so many other guys backstage who deserve to be in the U.S. title tournament. And I'm not saying don't showcase NXT talent. I'm saying Carmelo Hayes did not really have a legit reason. He didn't have any kind of purpose to be in this U.S. title tournament anyway. So I guess this is Triple H's way of trying to book NXT guys into the thick of things, which is cool. Don't get me wrong, but again, it just does not really work in this instance. So I don't know, but who am I to complain? This match is getting a 7. Logic, I gave it a 5. It was fine. Good match though, but I think Carmelo Hayes is he's gonna be a fixture on SmackDown. I think he's gonna debut at the Royal Rumble, and I think Carmelo Hayes is gonna be a fully SmackDown superstar once he gets things done with Trick Williams and everything like that. So he'll be just fine. He'll be fine. The next match on the show was Kevin Owens versus Austin Theory, and also a first round match in the United States Championship Tournament. This was another good match between the two guys. Kevin Owens and Austin Theory have been wrestling each other for a while now anyway, to be fair. So I am not surprised this was a good match. But anyway, Austin Theory, former U.S. champion. He wants the U.S. title back. But he's tired of Kevin Owens, so, I don't know what's going on with Austin Theory losing to Kevin Owens all the time. Can Austin Theory just get a win on Kevin Owens? He could have won this match. I could have seen him winning this match because I feel like Kevin Owens right now... Like, I know Kevin Owens is fighting for the U.S. title, but again, like, Kevin Owens, is he going to win the U.S. title? Like, we don't know if he's going to win the U.S. title. We don't know if KO is going to win the U.S. title. We don't know if Kevin Owens is going to actually elevate the United States Championship and stuff like that. He's already, a former Intercontinental Champion, former World Champion, WWE Champion, Universal Champion. I mean, he's also a former United States Champion when he was fighting AJ Styles all that time in 2017. So, I mean, yeah, this is cool. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know, because I feel like Triple H doesn't have anything in store for Kevin Owens at the moment, so he's just putting him in the U.S. title picture now, even though realistically it should be somebody else who should be in that spot. But I don't know. I'm not gonna try to make things harder than it already is. Anyway, Kevin Owens beat Austin Theory, and that was that. Next match was the returning of the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane, with Dakota Kai and Bayley as a part of Damage Control versus Selena Vega and Michin. Apparently, Selena Vega and Michin are now friends now. They're starting to get along with each other, which is cool. And they're starting to have a little tag team of their own because they're both Puerto Rican. So there you go. Pair them together and you have a tag team. Basically, that's the way of doing things, apparently, in the women's tag team division. Asuka and Kairi Sane versus Selena Vega and Michin. I'm going to give this match a 5, Logic 0, because Selena Vega and Michin was not winning this match. They're a new tag team. They were going to lose either way. And Asuka and Kairi Sane was going to win this match either way. So there you go. Super predictable. That's why it's getting the 0. Your main event was Randy Orton versus Jimmy Uso, apparently at Tribute to the Troops. Jimmy Uso and Randy Orton had a little back and forth. So Nick Aldis made the match between Randy Orton and Jimmy Uso last week. So the main event of SmackDown for this show was Randy Orton versus Jimmy Uso. This was a damn good match between the two guys. You guys should go check it out. The match between Randy Orton and Jimmy Uso on SmackDown. I'm not reviewing this match because, number one, it's kind of also predictable because Jimmy Uso's been losing as of late, so there's no reason for Randy Orton to lose before he fights Roman or anything like that. So, yeah, I mean, good match, but me reviewing the match would not do it justice to how good the match actually would be. So, I'm going to give it Randy Orton versus Jimmy Uso. I'll give it a 7.5. Logic, I'll give it a 5. And there you go. Anyway, after the match, Solo Sikoa comes out. He tried to beat up Randy Orton, but he gets RKO'd. LA Knight comes out and stuff like that. But then LA Knight then gets attacked by AJ Styles. And they're going to have their little match down the line. So AJ Styles is back, everyone, and thank God he is back because SmackDown missed AJ Styles. Seriously. I didn't even know AJ Styles was even on the roster even before he even showed up. But then I realized how good AJ Styles actually is. So, there you go. Anyway, that was SmackDown for December the 15th of 2023. And now I will now go into the next Monday Night Raw and the last Monday Night Raw I will review because the Raw after this show was the Christmas recap edition of Monday Night Raw, basically. So there you go. Anyway, Raw is going to come back on New Year's Day on January the 1st. So look out for that on Monday Night Raw. December 18th, 2023, Monday Night Raw, episode number 1595 of Monday Night Raw from the Wells Fargo Arena in Des Moines, Iowa, the home of the Hawkeyes. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness gracious. Ladies and gentlemen, R-Truth is back. R-Truth versus JD Madonna in a Miracle on 34th Street fight. Dominic Mysterio still employed. He's out there. R-Truth still employed. JD Madonna still employed. Seriously. Why the fuck was this a match? This was a Miracle on 34th Street fight. JD Madonna is wearing a fucking neck brace. This man is being treated like dog shit, JD Madonna. What in the fuck is going on with JD Madonna? JD Madonna is better off as a singles guy. He does not need to be in Judgment Day right now with the way he's being booked. He's being booked like a buffoon. What gives? I just want to know. What gives? This makes no sense. None of this makes sense. R-Truth beating JD Madonna in a street fight. Why? Why? This doesn't make sense. I'm not gonna go on a rant about this. I'll go on a rant about something else. My goodness, give me a fucking break. R-Truth versus JD Madonna in a street fight. Match went 10 minutes. No rating because R-Truth decided to win a match randomly on my TV. This sucked. No rating. Next match was for the Intercontinental Championship. The Miz gets his rematch against Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship. This was the best thing on the entire show by leaps and bounds. Another great match between the two. Me reviewing the match is not doing it any kind of justice. But all you need to know is that Gunther beat The Miz with a not good looking powerbomb. Let's just put it like that. So Gunther beat The Miz with the powerbomb, and that was it. 1, 2, 3. Gunther won against The Miz. The match went 21 minutes, I may add. Great match between the two guys. The Miz brought a good match out of Gunther, which is a surprise to say the least. And normally I hate The Miz, but other than that, good match. I can't complain about this. Is this a match of the year candidate? Fuck no. A lot of people were saying Miz and Gunther on Raw was a match of the year candidate. No. Hell no. What? Match of the year candidate over Gunther, Drew McIntyre and Sheamus and Cody and Roman and Seth and AJ Styles? No. No. Hell no. That ain't a match of the year candidate. Get out of here with that. The Miz in any kind of match of the year candidate. Give me a fucking break. Are you fucking kidding me? The Miz in any kind of match of the year candidate in this year of 2023? This man has been having the most forgettable of matches until, literally since, November now? But all of a sudden, this match is a match of the year candidate. Him and Gunther. No. Absolutely not. Your next match afterwards was Kaden Carter and Katana Chance versus Chelsea Green and Piper Niven for the Women's Tag Team Championships. Kaden Carter and Katana Chance are number one contenders for the tag team titles, and they win the Women's Tag Team titles. Kaden Carter and Katana Chance beat Chelsea Green and Piper Niven to win the Women's Tag Team titles. I'm not going over this match because, number one, Kaden Carter and Katana Chance kind of deserve to win this match. Also, Chelsea Green and Piper Niven are not a tag team. Some people are saying they are a tag team. They're not a tag team. Let me specify this once again. They are not a tag team. They are friends, but they're not a tag team. There you go. So anyway, we have new women's tag team champions, Kaden Carter and Katana Chance. They win the match. Good match between all four women involved. It was fine. I gave this match a 6. Logic, I gave it a 4. There you go. Your next match afterwards was Ivar against Akira Tozawa with Maxine Dupree. Apparently, Alpha Academy is messing around with the Viking Raiders all of a sudden, which is weird. I don't advocate for that kind of garbage on my TV. But I will say this. The Viking Raiders need to be booked better from here on out. I don't need them fighting Alpha Academy because Alpha Academy, they're not really a tag team, to be honest with you. They're not a legit tag team. They're a comedy team. They're not really a legit tag team to take serious. So what's the point of this match anyway? Ivar versus Akira Tozawa. This match went 4 minutes too long. No rating for this match at all. Ivar won with his splash, and that was it. He beat Akira Tozawa. Clean as a whistle, 1, 2, 3. No one gave a flying fuck. Backstage, Imperium, they talk trash about Jey Uso. So Jey Uso then comes out, and Jey Uso challenges Ludwig Kaiser to a match, and there you go. The match is made. Ludwig Kaiser versus Jey Uso. The match went 10 minutes. It was fine. Giovanni Vinci got knocked down by Jey Uso at one point in the match, and then Ludwig Kaiser got super kicked, and then Jey Uso finishes off Ludwig Kaiser with the splash. 4 to 1, 2, 3. Jey Uso beats Ludwig Kaiser clean as a whistle. Why is Ludwig Kaiser a fucking jobber? I want to know. Seriously, I genuinely want to know. This makes no sense. Anyway, your main event of this show on December the 18th, 2023. The final main event of 2023 for Monday Night Raw. The Judgment Day. Finn Balor and Damian Priest, the Raw and SmackDown Tag Team Champions. The Undisputed Tag Team Champions. They come out with the Women's Champion Rhea Ripley versus the Creed Brothers, Julius Creed and Brutus Creed with Ivy Nile in their corner. This match was actually a fine match, but there was too much bullshit involved, basically. In other words, Dominic Mysterio got involved, JD Madonna got involved, and a whole bunch of other shit happened that will take away from the rest of the match. The Creed Brothers lost because Finn Balor hit the coup de grace on Julius Creed. 1, 2, 3. Finn Balor and Damian Priest still your tag team champions. And then the Judgment Day attacked the Creed Brothers. Basically, everyone comes out. Seth Rollins comes out. Who else came out? Jey Uso comes out. Cody comes out at one point. They have a brawl basically to end Monday Night Raw for the rest of 2023. And that was how the show went off the air, with a giant brawl. That's pretty much how it ended. And that was Monday Night Raw. The final Monday Night Raw that I will review from here on out. And that is it. Monday Night Raw had a recap show on Christmas Day, which I will not go over. Obviously, it's a recap show to say the least. So right now, we're now going to go into the December 20th edition of AEW Dynamite, coming from the Paycom Center in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. In a Continental Classic Gold League match, Swerve Strickland versus Roosh, which was a damn good match between these two men. Swerve Strickland and Roosh had another great match. I think Swerve Strickland is actually being pushed, but with the way that things have been transpiring lately, I don't think Swerve Strickland is gonna do anything outside of like fight Keith Lee. Like seriously, why are we booking Swerve to have all of this momentum coming out of his rivalry with Hangman Adam Page, and then at the end have him like lose? Like, what's the point of not following up on his momentum? Swerve Strickland is the best thing in AEW right now. Right now, the best thing in AEW. A lot of people think, maybe it's Roderick Strong, who's the best thing about AEW. Wrong. That's not true at all. Seriously, if Roderick Strong was the best thing about AEW, I would have to tear my hair out. There is no way Roderick Strong is the best thing in AEW. That is ridiculous to think about. Unbelievable. By the way, this was December 20th, 2023. This was AEW Dynamite Holiday Bash, if I am not mistaken, because the next show afterwards was New Year's Smash number 1. So there you go. Anyway, Swerve Strickland versus Roosh in the Continental Classic Gold League match. It was good. Swerve Strickland beat Roosh with the Swerve Stomp. 1, 2, 3. Swerve Strickland beats Roosh clean as a whistle in 15 minutes. A great match between the two men. I gave the match an 8. Logic, I gave it a 5. Our next match afterwards was Mark Briscoe versus Jay Lethal in another Continental Classic Gold League match. I didn't necessarily care about this match because both men needed a win in the Continental Classic overall. Jay Lethal still has 0 points because Mark Briscoe wins over Jay Lethal, and no surprise here for me. Mark Briscoe's a great wrestler, but again, at the end of the day, this should have been done a long time ago. If Mark Briscoe was going to win a match in the Continental Classic, y'all could have had him at least with like 6 points. Instead, y'all had him with 3 points the whole time. No point in this match. Anyway, Mark Briscoe beats Jay Lethal with the Jay Driller, and then he hits the Froggy Bro for the win. 1, 2, 3. Jay Lethal, goodbye. Mark Briscoe and Jay Lethal, I gave it a match a 6. Logic, I gave it a 2. That's the best I can give for this match. Your next match afterwards was Riho versus Saraya for the number 1 contendership for the AEW Women's World Championship. Saraya and Riho have been going back and forth backstage with a couple of words for each other. Saraya has been insulting Riho as of late, and she thinks that Riho is another one of these women who can just walk up and think she deserves everything. She calls her entitled, basically, and stuff like that. So anyway, Riho versus Saraya for the number 1 contendership for the Women's World Championship, which this match did not really need to happen because realistically, there is no number 1 contender for Toni Storm's Women's World title. The only reason they did this match is because they needed to have Saraya have a reason why she should get a rematch for the AEW Women's World Championship. That's the only reason for this match. You know, they want to plug in Riho. They want to push Riho all of a sudden after Riho has been off fucking television for 11 fucking months. 11 months! She's been gone. And now all of a sudden she gets a title shot. What the fuck kind of sense does that make? None! Riho versus Saraya. Riho beats Saraya with her finisher, the foot stomp, and that was it. 1, 2, 3. Riho beats Saraya. to become the number one contender for the Women's World Championship held by Toni Storm. They will fight at World's End, which me and Kawa will both review here on Life's Open Radio Road Break. I'm going to give this match a no rating for this match at all because Riho did not need to win this match at all. Riho has wrestled one match ever since she's come back, and now all of a sudden she's number one contender. What the fuck kind of sense does that make? Illogical booking. Completely fucking illogical. Your next match is also getting a no rating. Roderick Strong with the Kingdom versus Commander. No rating. 9 minutes too long. Commander lost. Looked like a fucking buffoon out there. Roderick Strong beat him. That's all you need to know. No rating for this fucking match at all. This sucked. Unbelievable. Now we're going to move on into the main event of last week's AEW Dynamite. Jay White versus Jon Moxley, Continental Classic Gold League match. If Jay White wins the match, he ties Jon Moxley, and it's a triple threat match in the Gold League final to go ahead to World's End to fight the Blue League final winner, which ended up being Eddie Kingston. So Jay White versus Jon Moxley, the match was actually a good match. I enjoyed the match between the two guys. Jay White and Jon Moxley had a pretty good match. Jon Moxley beat up Jay White, but then Jon Moxley made a mistake. Basically, he tried for, I don't know what he was trying for. He was trying for a Bulldog choke, but then Jay White, I think, what the hell happened? I did not write the finish of this match, but I do know that Jay White was announced as the winner of the match. I don't know what happened for the I don't know what happened for this finish. Did Jay White hit the Blade Runner or he rolled him up? I think Jay White rolled him up because I don't think Jon Moxley. Yeah, okay. Here's what happened. Jon Moxley was about to go for a finisher. He was about to go for his paradigm shift, but then Jay White rolls up Jon Moxley. 1, 2, 3. Jay White ties Jon Moxley in the Continental Classic Gold League, and he ties Swerve and Moxley in the Continental Classic. They have their match at New Year's Smash, night number 1, which I will review in just a little bit. And Jay White beats Jon Moxley, and they have the triple threat match next week on AEW Dynamite. That was your main event of December 20th, 2023 for AEW Dynamite, and that will end the show basically. And then afterwards, the Devil's Max Men, they attack Hangman Adam Page. No, excuse me, that was 2 weeks ago. Sorry. Yeah, that was at Winter is Coming. Right? When did they attack Hangman? Yeah, it was 2 weeks ago. Yeah, it was 2 weeks ago. Sorry. Anyway, I do remember Samoa Joe getting attacked by the Devil's Max Men. Basically, and the Devil's Max Men, they send a message to MJF, and that's how they end the show. So, next week is MJF and Samoa Joe versus the Devil's Max Men in the main event of the show for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team titles. There you go, everybody. That's ridiculous. Anyway, we're now going to go into the final SmackDown that I will review for this Roundup. No, excuse me. Hold on. Wait. No. Sorry. SmackDown had a recap show on December the 29th. Sorry, everybody. Hold on. Okay. We're now going to review AEW Dynamite. Oh no, this fucking show. This fucking show sucked. Oh my goodness gracious. AEW Dynamite, December 27th, 2023 from the Edition Financial Arena in Orlando, Florida. AEW's New Year's Smash. Really, New Year's trash. This show sucked. This show sucked. Fucking horrendous match, except for like 2 matches on the show. And that was it. Horrendous AEW New Year's Smash. New Year's trash, I'm going to call it now. Holy fuck, this show sucked. Alright, your opening match for AEW New Year's Smash was Jon Moxley versus Swerve Strickland versus Jay White in a 3-way final match in the Continental Classic Gold League. Basically, they're all tied with the same score, so whoever wins goes to World's End to fight the Blue League winner for the Ring of Honor World Championship and the Continental Classic Championship as well. So there you go, everybody. That is the match. I will now review this match in its entirety right now. Swerve was looking for a quick win. He rolls up Moxley from behind, but Moxley kicked out. Moxley and Swerve traded forearms. Moxley hit some headbutts to Swerve. Swerve and Moxley brawled on outside the ring while Jay White watched on. Jay White taking his time. Swerve Strickland and Moxley, they grab Jay White and they toss him over the barricade. Mox then chucks Swerve Strickland over the barricade. They go into the crowd. Swerve put John Moxley on a chair and then charged him with a running knee on the outside. Swerve Strickland beats up Moxley. Jay White sneaks up behind Moxley. He hits him with a chop block. Jay White hammers down right hands on John Moxley. Jay White suplexes Moxley onto a steel chair. Back in the ring, Jay White chopped at Swerve and then he suplexed Swerve into the corner. Jay White tried to suplex Swerve, but Swerve counters with a kick from the apron. Moxley takes down Jay White with a pump kick. Swerve was waiting for Moxley, but Moxley gets his boot up and then he rakes the back of Swerve Strickland. Swerve connects with a lariat and then a European uppercut to the back of John Moxley's head. Swerve back jobs John Moxley over the top rope. Swerve climbs up. He drops both Moxley and Jay White with a crossbody onto the outside. Moxley then comes back with a tope suicida. He dives, driving Swerve back into the barricade. Moxley spikes Swerve with a pile driver. Moxley followed up with a hammer and anvil elbow strikes. And then Moxley goes for a superplex, but Swerve fights out. Swerve jumped the turnbuckles, but Moxley countered with a boot and then a normal DDT for a 2 count. Moxley cleared off the timekeeper's table. Moxley was looking for a power driver on the table, but Jay White whacks Moxley with a chair to the back, and then he hammers Moxley's leg, and he beats up John Moxley with the chair. Jay White jumps back into the ring, and then Swerve tried to roll him up for a near fall. Swerve Strickland then beat up Jay White for a bit. Swerve Strickland hit the house call kick on Jay White, and then Swerve power slammed Jay White down to the ground. And then Swerve hit a 450 splash on Jay White, but Moxley there to break up the pin. Moxley locks a Bulldog choke on Jay White. But then in the middle of the Bulldog choke, Swerve hits Moxley with the house call as well, which was awesome. Jay White pushes Swerve into Moxley, and then Moxley hits a King Kong lariat onto Swerve. Jay White planted Moxley with the Blade Runner, goes for the cover. Swerve shoves Moxley off of Jay White, breaking the pin. Jay White smacking Moxley with a steel chair, and then he cracks Swerve in the ribs with a steel chair. Jay White propped the chair up between the turnbuckles. Swerve grabbed at Jay White, and then he whipped him into the chair. Moxley and Swerve stood there. They traded shots in the middle of the ring. Swerve caught Moxley with 2 pump kicks, but then Swerve comes back with a discus lariat. Swerve looking for the JML driver, but Moxley bit on his fingers. I'm not making this up. Swerve then climbs up with a Swerve Stomp after taking down Moxley, but Jay White knocks him down off the turnbuckle, and then Moxley hits Jay White with the Death Rider. 1, 2, 3. John Moxley heads to the Gold League final at World's End to fight Eddie Kingston, the Blue League winner of the Continental Classic. The winner of that match gets the Ring of Honor World Championship and the Continental Championship as well. I'm going to give this match an 8.5. Logic, I'll give it a 6. Swerve Strickland did not need to lose this match. Even though he did not get pinned, he did not need to lose this match. I'm just saying, if Swerve Strickland is the best thing about AEW, why not make him fight Eddie Kingston? Swerve and Eddie Kingston, last time I checked, they have never met they've never met before in the ring. You know, they've had some back and forth conversations, but I mean, this Continental Classic was all for Eddie Kingston to be in the finals. That was it. I waited a month and a half for Eddie Kingston to be in the finals against Moxley. And there's a story there, don't get me wrong, but there's no heat for John Moxley. There is no heat for this man. 0. There's no heat for this match. There's no actual build for this match even happening. There's no teasing of the match even going to happen. What's the fucking point of this match if John Moxley and Eddie Kingston was going to be in the finals anyway? Good Lord. The match was great though, but other than that, that was the best thing on the show. Everything else just fucking died 1,000 deaths. Horrendous. Tony Schiavone backstage with Swerve and upset Swerve Strickland. The Continental Classic was bringing life back into this business. Swerve Strickland says that I proved that I'm one of the best in the industry, if not the best. I didn't get pinned. Jay White got pinned. And then Swerve mentions Keith Lee looking for him on Collision. And then Keith Lee versus Swerve. Swerve says, I got nothing to do this Saturday. I'll be there at World's End. Tony Schiavone presents Swerve Strickland with a contract to wrestle Keith Lee at World's End. Swerve signs the contract, and he says, quote, we'll see if he shows up this Saturday. Well, it depends on what they do, but Keith Lee versus Swerve, which should have happened a long time ago, yeah, there's no heat. There's no heat for this match. I know Keith Lee's looking for Swerve, but Keith Lee should have been looking for Swerve ever since August when he came back. Right or wrong? Anyway, Renee Paquette interviews Mariah Ray. Who the hell is Mariah Ray? She might as well be Mariah May, the new signing for AEW, basically. She's been Tony Storm's, second in command, basically. Mariah May is a fan of Tony Storm, obviously, so they're sticking with that. Mariah May cut a lackluster promo. I'm not going over the rest of the promo because basically she says, my debut will be next week on the first Dynamite of the new year because 2024 is all about Mariah. She got no reaction when she said that at all. A lackluster promo from Mariah May. Work on your promo skills, Mariah May. Holy shit. What a lackluster promo. What a way to introduce yourself, huh? And then you got chased down to the ring by a 5'3" woman. You hurried away from a 5'3" woman. I'm done with the women's division. I'm done. Oh my goodness. Tony Storm sprints down to the ring to help out Mariah May. Rio trips her up. Rio hits a crossbody onto Tony Storm and Luther. And they're building up Rio to beat up Tony Storm and probably win the Women's Championship. Holy fuck. Not a fan of this shit at all. Backstage, Top Flight and Action Andretti has some words after their match with the Acclaim. There are plenty of trios for us to fight. And then these motherfuckers walked up. Orange Cassidy still employed. Trent Beretta still employed. Rocky Romero still employed. What the fuck was this segment? Apparently, Orange Cassidy and Roppongi Vice versus Top Flight. They're going to fight on Rampage. I'm not watching that match at all. I don't care what nobody say. I'm not watching. I am not watching at all. I don't care. Yeah, no rating for this entire segment. Anyway, Miro cuts a promo. He says that Andrade El Idolo has been ducking him for a bit. So Miro challenges Andrade El Idolo at World's End this Saturday, which me and Cabo will review here on Rope Break. That's going to be a great match between the two guys. And they're finally on TV. Thank God Almighty. Tony Schiavone in the ring for Don Callis' family's Boxing Week celebration. This is a week where they celebrate the great things that they do. Is basically Canada's version of Christmas, basically. Don Callis, who is still employed, he's in the ring. Anyway, the Don Callis family come out. Powerhouse Hobbs, Konosuke Takeshita, and Kyle Fletcher, who is now the Ring of Honor World Television Champion because he won a tournament on Ring of Honor. So Kyle Fletcher is Ring of Honor World TV Champion now. Great. One problem. No one cares. Don Callis got a promo. He says, I have something important to say. That's a quote. I have something important to say. No, you don't, Don Callis. No, you don't. Don Callis, get off my fucking TV. Matter of fact, I'm not going over the rest of this promo. First of all, number one. Here's what happened in like 15 minutes. Don Callis cuts a promo. Sammy Guevara interrupts Don Callis. Sammy Guevara turns on the Don Callis family, basically. So basically, Sammy Guevara is back to a babyface after he was just in the Don Callis family. What was the whole point of him being in the Don Callis family if he was going to fucking turn on them in the first place? I understand he just had a baby girl. I get it. But god damn it. Why? Anyway, Sammy Guevara and Jericho are cool again. Jericho is fighting the Don Callis family now, so Jericho and Sammy Guevara, they fight the Don Callis family. Sting and Darby Allin, they come out to help out. And now Ricky Starks and Big Bill, they also come out as well. The tag team champions, and they all have a big giant brawl. And Jericho and his crew get the best of Ricky Starks and Big Bill and the Don Callis family. So basically, an 8-man tag team match will happen at World's End. And I don't even care about this match at all. I'm already going to give it a no rating. The match hasn't even happened yet. I don't care about this match. It's Sting, Darby Allin, Sammy Guevara, and Chris Jericho versus the tag team champions Ricky Starks and Big Bill versus the Ricky Starks and Big Bill with the Don Callis family, which is Powerhouse Hobbs and Konosuke Takeshita. I don't care about this match at all, dude. I really, 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 really don't give a fuck about this match at all. It's nonsense. Jericho and Sammy. I would have understood it was Jericho and a free agent signing. Because remember, Jericho was supposed to have another partner who was not a AEW superstar. A free agent signing. Fighting the tag team champions, right? So now they're going to make this match an 8-man tag. Why? That don't make no goddamn sense. None of this makes sense. Oh boy, this show sucks. Awful show. Bryan Danielson versus Eddie Kingston, Continental Classic Blue League Final. I've already talked about who won the Blue League Final. It was Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston beat Bryan Danielson. Eddie Kingston hit 2 back fists and then a... What else did he do? He hit a powerbomb, which did not look good, by the way, on Bryan Danielson. 1, 2, 3. Eddie Kingston is in the Blue League Final, like I said earlier on. Eddie Kingston then actually cut a promo, and then Jon Moxley came out. Jon Moxley, the winner of the Gold League Final. Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston, they cut a promo. Jon Moxley says, quote, "Eddie, all I've ever asked from you every time I stuck my neck out for you, all I've ever asked for you to give 100%. And for a guy who thinks the whole world is against him, you got a lot of people who love you. Everyone in Orlando loves Eddie Kingston. AEW fans love Eddie Kingston. Every person in the building on Saturday at World's End in Long Island is going to love Eddie Kingston. And they don't care whether you win or lose, but they deserve your very best. They deserve your maximum effort. Problem is, I know you better than you know yourself. I know you can't beat me, and you know you can't beat me. So for my money, you've already lost. You've already given up. You're already making excuses, but that's not going to fly this time. A couple of years ago, I gave you the shot of your lifetime, and I let you off the hook. This time, you're not going to get one single favor. You want to be a Triple Crown champion just like all your heroes? You're going to have to earn every inch." Pause. Come on, Jon Moxley. Come on, bro. Hey, yo. You're going to have to earn every inch? Hey, yo. What? What the fuck? Yo. No. Don't use that language no more, Jon Moxley. Yo, don't do that. Don't do that. Yo. Eddie Kingston retorts Jon Moxley. He says, "You've talked enough. Let me tell you something. Don't come out here and treat me like your young boy Yuta, because I ain't no young boy. Remember something. I broke in before you. You're lucky I let you breathe, but I'm going to tell you something. You're right. I'm one of the most down people. I hate myself more than I hate anybody else." That is a quote. "But Saturday, the king of the bums is going to push you. You told me once when I wanted to quit AEW, you are not allowed to quit because we need people like you around to shape the younger guys. So is that what you want, John? I'm going to give you everything I have. You better show your fighting spirit because I'm going to show you mine, and I'm going to bust you up and enjoy it." So basically, he threatens to bleed Jon Moxley and win the match at World's End. Jon Moxley versus Eddie Kingston at World's End, which we will review on Road Break. Christian Cage and Adam Copeland, they brawl. I'm not really going to go over this brawl because it was the best thing on the show. Christian Cage talking about, Nick Wayne. First of all, he called Christian... Oh, wait a minute. Okay. Christian Cage called Nick Wayne's mom Mother Cage and the prodigy Nick Wayne. Basically, that's what he said. Adam Copeland does not care. He beats up Nick Wayne. Adam Copeland beats up Christian Cage for a while. It takes Dante Martin and Commander to hold back Adam Copeland, which is fucking ridiculous. But who am I to complain? But that was the best thing about this entire show, to be honest with you. Oh, and by the way, Eddie Kingston versus Bryan Danielson, I gave it a 6.5. Logic, I gave it a 5. And then we go to our next match, which was Sky Blue versus Chris Statlander. Apparently, Stokely Hathaway was on commentary for this match. Why? I don't know. Don't ask me. Stokely Hathaway, who is still employed. Sky Blue, she has changed her black. She's wearing all black now. She's wearing a two-piece suit now. And a lot of people are more focused on her outfit more than her actual wrestling. And that's not a good sign. I'm just saying. Not me. Other people are. It's true, though. So, I don't know. Anyway, this match went 9 minutes. Sky Blue did a couple of other moves. Sky hit a running knee strike and then a pump kick to the side of the head. Sky Blue planted Statlander on the ring apron. And then Chris Statlander rolled through with a deadlift German suplex for a near fall, which was a great move, by the way. It was awesome. Sky ducked a kick and connected with a thrust kick. Sky then hit the Code Blue for a near fall on Chris Statlander. Sky then jumped off the top rope looking for her Hurricanrana, but Chris Statlander catches her and rocks Sky with a powerbomb for a 2 count. Chris Statlander kicked Sky in the gut, and then while Chris Statlander was about to focus on Sky Blue, Julia Hart ran down to the ring. She jumped out of nowhere. She clocks Chris Statlander with the TBS Championship behind the referee's back. Fucking ridiculous. I believe your referee for this match was fucking Paul Turner for this match. Paul Turner. Horrendous referee. Another man needs to get off my television. Fucking ridiculous. I hate Paul Turner. I hate this man with a fucking passion. Paul Turner sucks. Rick Knox sucks. These men should not see the light of day in 2024. These men should be unemployed. Good Lord. Oh, man. God. Sky Blue hit Chris Statlander with an avalanche Code Blue off the top rope. She pins Chris Statlander thanks to Julia Hart. So the TBS champion, Chris Statlander, got pinned for no reason at all. No rating at all. Nonsense was this match. Sky Blue did not need to beat Chris Statlander. I don't care if Julia Hart is TBS champ. Oh, excuse me. Julia Hart's TBS champion. Why did I say Chris Statlander is TBS champion? What the fuck? She's not TBS champion. Julia Hart is. My God. My bad. Sorry. It's just that the show is pissing me the fuck off. This is all nonsense. All of it. Every last fucking one of it. Nonsense. Abaddon came out. Willow Nightingale came out. Willow Nightingale hasn't been on fucking TV in 2 months. And now she shows up magically out of nowhere. I'm done. I'm done with this women's division. I've given up. I've given up. Renee backstage with Ruby Soho and Saraya. Saraya asked Ruby Soho, how does she feel fighting Marina Shafir on Rampage on Friday? Nobody watched that and nobody cared about that match at all. Also, Ruby Soho won, so that's all you need to know. Saraya says, I'm really excited for you, but I can't keep this in. I'm so sorry, Ruby. I know your birthday is next month, and I've been giving you so many gifts. Well, Saraya has decided to give a present for Ruby Soho. It's Harley Cameron with a fucking knife. I'm not making this up. Harley Cameron pulled out a knife. I'm not making this up. She pulled out a knife. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to go on an entire rant about this shit. Harley Cameron is not a wrestler. Harley Cameron is a valet for QTV. And then QT Marshall got fired. Harley Cameron is an aide of some sort to Ruby Soho. And the first thing she did was pull a knife out, a real legitimate knife, out of her back, and showed it on live national television. It wasn't supposed to be funny. It wasn't supposed to be something where people laughed at it and stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, this was one of the worst fucking segments of all time. This solved nothing. I don't care how Harley Cameron looks. She needs to get off my fucking television right away, expeditiously, before I have a mental fucking breakdown like I already am right now. This woman needs to go away. Oh, man. Oh, my God. And now we gotta go to this fucking main event. MJF and Samoa Joe versus the Devil's Max Men for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships. Samoa Joe, before the match, got attacked by the Devil's Max Men backstage. So Samoa Joe is out of the picture. MJF then decides, hey, I'm going to take on these two men by myself. MJF versus the Devil's Max Men, 2-on-1 handicap match for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team titles with no fucking any kind of sense whatsoever. And this was the main event of this show. This was the main event of this fucking piece of shit AEW Dynamite. MJF beat up the Max Men, and then when they went outside, MJF then got attacked by another man who held a pipe. Apparently, he was underneath the ring. He attacked MJF with his lead pipe behind the referee's back. Your referee for this match was Bryce Remsburg. Bryce Remsburg is the worst referee in the history of Western civilization. I can't stand this man. This man didn't even turn around. Man didn't even focus on the match. He wasn't even paying a fucking attention. AEW referees are fucking awful. How can y'all sleep at night knowing AEW's referees are this bad? How? The Devil's Max Men then attack MJF. And then one of the Devil Max Men hit MJF's finisher, the Heat Seeker, the apron pile driver thing that he does. The Devil's Max Men pinned the AEW World Champion clean. And the Devil's Max Men are the new Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions. And then they attack MJF some more. All four men attack MJF. Samoa Joe runs down on one leg, limping down to the ring in a steel chair. All of the Devil's Max Men run away. And that's that. So the Devil's Max Men are taken care of by Samoa Joe. And then a video message plays on the screen of another man in the Devil Mask. He says, "Pleasure doing business with you, MJF." Ooh. And then Samoa Joe hit MJF in the back with a steel chair. So Samoa Joe is back to being a heel now. What the fuck was this shit the whole time? And then commentary asked this question. They asked if Samoa Joe has been working with the devil this whole time. And then Samoa Joe was walking fine. Apparently he faked the injury. And I don't know. So they're teasing Samoa Joe being the leader of the devil thing, and they have all these men. But I don't see a reason why Samoa Joe should have a faction, especially in AEW. I don't know. I've already have ranted about this for fucking ages now. I'm not even going to talk about this no more. This entire main event, no rating. Matter of fact, I don't even think it deserves a no rating. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to introduce the first ever negative rating for this goddamn match. Ladies and gentlemen, MJF versus the Devil's Max Men, -1. Logic, -1. Fuck off with this match and fuck off with this show. That's the end of the roundup, everybody. I'm done. I'm done for the rest of the night. The AEW right now is at a sinking ship right now. How can anyone defend this shit? I genuinely want to know, how in the flying blue fuck can anyone defend this fucking garbage that I'm witnessing on live national television? And no wonder AEW has been getting 750,000 viewers. They're not even reaching 1 million viewers. And normally I don't care about that shit, but this had a fucking awful main event. Swerve Strickland didn't win a match. Riho being booked like almost fucking like Bianca Belair now. What the fuck is going on with this fucking AEW booking? I don't know. We'll see you guys for World's End next week. And on behalf of Cabo, I'm Ben Charles. See y'all next week. So long. God's sakes.